Alrighty, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I believe we've seen some good numbers here, and you can see the markets are well. The euro is still fighting to hold on. That's for sure. As you can see right there, and oh, there we go. Non-farm payrolls. They're showing them to be 4.7, and let's see what else we got going on here. Unit labor costs dropped. That's good. What we're really seeing here is that there's a real battle going on about getting out of the positions they got into. I guess basically, I thought I had a dollar index up. Let's check out the dollar this morning. There it is. They're moving it down now this time. They stopped yesterday. They still held it up. And let's see if we can see here. Let's go over to this point right there. And you can see there's the stock market. Oh, let's see if we can do it on a shorter term basis. There we are. You can see there the stock market has been marching up. This is just the intraday. There's Robin. You're back. Was it that thing I talked about? The different sign-in? Indeed. Yeah, I can imagine. In a couple of days it took to get that figured out, eh? They're lifting the stock market up even stronger as we speak here. And you can see dollar index. Let's see if we go over to here like that. There's the, let's see, that's Bitcoin looking very firm for the last couple of days, but having a hard time getting into the buy, but it's been in the weekly buy, so no problems there. Let's check out the dollar index itself right there. It's finally rolling over a little bit. We're on the edge. Look at it. It's just a 0.01. We're on that edge to sell. It made another high there yesterday. You can see the weekly again playing with that sell side. It's trying. It's really trying. It's pushing and pushing and pushing, and it's really making that charge towards that whole situation. All right. Let's go. What can we say about the dollar more than it? It should. Let's just show you this too. Let's go over to the 30-year. The 30-year is lifting up. Let's fix that like that. Settings. There we are. Should fix it right like that. There we go. Shows that strength from yesterday, and then let's get today in there. 27 hours. There we are. 24 hours. There we go. And there's the action. You see it right there. We're finally breaking out. People were starting to think, okay, we may have seen the end. Oh, there we go. There's Mountain. Yo, Mountain. Well, the dollar index is trying its best to go down. I think it's going to. We're going to see it. We're seeing the interest rates, dropping. So when I warned about the impending drop of the U.S. dollar yesterday, did it happen the way I said? No, unfortunately not. It's still up. Today it's trying. It made a new high yesterday. Made a new 6-month high yesterday. So you picked the top. How's that? Is that good enough? You picked the top. Here, let's go back and show it to you. Right there. And right there. And you can see for the 30-year bond, because of the way the 30-year bond is moving, you're going to be right sooner or later. We all think it wants to back off on some level. See that yesterday? The high now is, oh no, it didn't touch it. It was 106.99.5. And I think the high is 107.05. And that's what that is. So it did not take out the high, so you got yourself a double top. There you go. And we're right on the edge here, and you can see the weekly right there is trying to go into the sell. There's lots of pressure. You picked the top. And let's see. We'll go from there back over to the euro now. Let's see what the euro is looking like. And there's the euro. They're trying to lift a little bit more. It's been battling, trying to get going, and it seems to be doing it. You can see the weekly here on the euro is looking very firm. Let's put it up over here on J4X. Let's see, where are you? Euro, euro, euro. Right there. And you can see the euro is lifting up too. It's going red and back and forth, and it's done all those things, and seems like it's trying. We got this try going on all over the place. Everywhere you look, it's trying. So, we're looking at what else is there going on? There's a lot of talk of double tops and double bottoms and triple tops and triple bottoms all over the place. You brought it to the trading pit here very clearly and distinctly, but I started hearing it from other pros talking about it, and got some emails. Everybody's seeing it. So let's see if there's a change here. Stock market goes roaring up or what? Mountain West since I picked it. I say, but it wasn't me. It was 6 major chart patterns that told me. Yep, a lot of people were seeing it. That's true, but you were first here to say it. Picking tops is almost impossible. It was those major chart patterns that told me. Well, that's good. And it's the idea is to build on that, figure out how to benefit from it. That's what it really comes down to. So now, what is up with this? I cannot get Fox Business. What is up with that? Why am I not seeing? There it is, right there. Let's try that. So, what it comes down to more than anything else is that the markets are okay. Huh. Yep. So now everything seems to be marching along just right. Now I'm trying to get. Let's see. Is that okay? There it is. There we are. So I would imagine what we're going to see is we're going to see the dollar slowly drift. Drift, and drift. And find ways to go down. Feel more pressure. The double tops and the triple tops and the double bottoms and triple bottoms, are all screaming in our faces right now, which is always interesting. So, we expect to see, just a continuous push. I think the markets want to. I think they do want to have those actions. Matter of fact, I think we just got done touching the high of the day. We just made another new high in the S&Ps. It just keeps on charging forward, I guess you could say. That's what's really going on here. It's just a matter of time. What else can we say about the process? But there's a headline. There's a headline where I think it was J.P. Morgan Chase. Their trading desk says, it's buy, and money will pour in over the next couple of days, I would assume. I don't think they're going to have too much of a. They've tried selling this market, the stock market, down for days now, and it doesn't seem to fall. That's the problem. And I mean, it falls, it goes down, but then it goes back up again. So I'd imagine there should be a blow off top where we get some enormous charge on the upside. And then maybe go. We talked about it 2 days ago. Maybe it'll chase the 200-day moving average today. I think that would be a blow off top if it goes up and runs up and hits that. And then I would think that they'll try to confuse the longs and start pushing them back down again. Forget the head and shoulders as well. Yeah. You see all those patterns. They're all jumping out. Look, the markets are hungry. They're really hungry to, there's a lot of capital. We've talked about this. There's almost $2 trillion. There's $5 trillion on the sidelines. Yeah, $5 trillion, not billion or million. Trillion. And about out of that, about a little under $2 trillion need to go into the market before the end of the year. And if they don't, then they're going to have a lot of issues, especially if the market is firm. It could be a real ho-ho or a Santa Claus rally. So that's the pressure we're seeing there. Now here you go. Here's cable. Cable looking the same way. 4 days in a buy, and it's it just keeps on pushing up. You can see here the weekly is penetrating at the same time. We're seeing firmness there, and put it up on J4X. Where's it at? Right there. There we go. So um, it's really acting extremely strong, and the markets want to go. They've tried to sell them down, and that's kind of like where we're kind of stuck at the moment. Is that they just don't let go anymore, and I don't think they can. I think there's just too much capital. They sell the S&Ps down. Let's put them up on the screen here. They sell the S&Ps down a little bit. You can see here it trading at 92.75, and they'll take it down 25, 30 handles. Down to the 72s or 73s again, somewhere along the line, or go even higher and then take it down 25 or 30 points. But they keep on lifting them back up. Here we are, just at another higher spot, and it just doesn't. It really just doesn't stop. So that's really where we're at the moment. And so the best we can do is just to hold the positions and watch, and watch the math. That's the way we always say that. Just follow the math. Follow the math, and it's a lot safer and a lot easier. All right, now from that's the stock markets here, and this is the real intraday right there. I mean, not the real. There's 3 intradays there. This is the shortest one. You can see it's been in a buy since right here again. Matter of fact, no, it's been in the buy. It went into the buy right here. That's where it went into the buy on this one right there. And since the green line was above and blue low, nope. And then, okay, yeah, it did. There you go. It did go. It went into the sell there, and then went back into the buy right here. And it keeps on trying to climb a little bit higher, and it's just not. And then the longer term intradays have been in buys since like yesterday. And then there it is there too. Both yesterday they went into daily buys or intraday buys and have not let go. And that's the power we're seeing in this market. They're not letting it go, and they just keep on pushing harder and harder on the upside. And it's hitting the ceiling. You can see that it's hitting our the Bollinger Band on the ceiling side of it, but it's just it's having a hard time going down because money needs to come in. Let's see. Did you name yesterday's stream impending fall of U.S. dollar? No. I actually like it even better. I labeled it double tops and double bottoms. That's what I did. Double tops and double bottoms. I kept it with the subject. The subject itself was the double tops and double bottoms. I'm not sure if it's a major top on the dollar, because the dollar major top has already happened. It's at 114 and change. So all we did is we're just still in that downtrend. It's just not falling. Yeah. So from there, where's the next story we go to? We went from the British pound. Let's just go back to that real quick. There's the British pound. And so from the British pound, we'll go over to the Swiss. Now, the Swiss has been the one that's got me confounded. I mean, there you go. Finally, we're starting to see it join in with the other currencies. I found it a little disturbing over the last week and a half that the Swiss was going in the reverse direction and still losing against the dollar. But finally, it's joined in yesterday. And today it's trying again. And we're still in the buy, but we're in that weekly sell. And so it's trapped in that neutral position. And as we've talked about it before, we've noticed that the Japanese yen against the dollar has been feeling the same pain, and that's been very curious too. Let's put that up there, and there it is right there. It's trying to back off also after roaring up to, what is that? It almost made a new high yesterday, 151.73. And let's see, 151.73. And last time it was there was about 8 or 9 months ago. Back in November of, it's 12 months. It's a 12-month high. And I think it's the high is 96, 94, that's it. So it couldn't take out the high of 12 months ago. And And that's that double top thing again. Double tops here, double tops there, double tops everywhere. My tennis elbow condition treatment is all better now. Oh, that's so good. This way you can use a mouse on and work on the computer again. That's good. That is good. All right, now, from the action of the yen and that, they both, the Swiss and that, are curving back over again. So, and they're gaining against the dollar, which was not happening, and which was surprising me. It was enormously surprising me, actually. And the markets don't look like so far they don't look like they even want to give up. It's very interesting. So from there, where do we go from there? Over here, over there. Let's see. So from there we go over to the Turkish lira. See what kind of shape that thing is in. They're going up towards the highs again in the 30s. It's almost 30.27 now. Turkish lira is really, I guess, politically, and I don't know, they just cannot get their act together economically. They just, poor currency's gone from 1 to 30. That's like, it's a chaotic event. That's as bad as what the ruble has done, where it went from 4 to 102. In a sense of, at least for a long while, it did it in a slower fashion. It took 40 years for it to do it. And poor Turkish lira is feeling even more pain than that, which is incredible. Just incredible. So, from there, I'd imagine the next trick is... What is the next trick? I would say the next trick is... The Turkish lira probably is going to find a way to go break and make new all-time highs. That's probably the next trick. And it's unfortunate. I don't know what they can do about interest. They've gone from 12.5% to 25%. Can they really take it to 25 to 50% interest rates? I doubt it. Maybe they'll start push it to 32%. Something like that. Can you imagine paying a third of interest? My God, and the president, the former prime minister, now president, seems very happy to march along in that direction. All right, and I imagine we'll see if they can hold on to that strategy for long. All right, now from there we slip over to the number one brick, and that is. Let's see if we can find it here. The number one brick is, let's put it up on J4X right there, and that is the dollar South African rand. That's the number one brick in the world. You see it's been moving down. It's doing that too, and we would assume when we see that strength like that, we usually assume what we're going to see. We're going to see, like you see right there, there's the dollar index. Now let's put gold in there. And we should see gold lifting up, and it's trying. We've labeled this the base. It looks to us like it's a base. It's in a sell for a second day. The pressure is on the upside. You can see it right there. And we keep on thinking with the South African rand, finding ways to go down like this. We keep on expecting to see gold, find a way to lift, but instead, recently it's just kind of basing in there. It's having a hard time lifting out of that situation, and so that does. Let's see what Mountain West says. A better elbow now. I see your fast and slow stochastic is blue and yellow, and does that represent Ukraine in your stream somehow? No, over here we have blue for the fast down here at the bottom, and then the green is for the slow. And so we're using a fast. We see that the stochastic is more aligned to our fast algorithm, not the slow one. And then the yellow is geared towards where is it at? It's just a slow stochastic. It's not geared to anything. So these two together, though, are geared towards the blue line. So it takes two of these, the blue and the yellow, to make the yellow line function. It's kind of like that's the way to look at it. But yeah, I'd like to see the Ukraine. I'd like to see that whole war end. It seems like a waste of time and money myself, but I don't understand the inability to live in peace. They seem to be very hungry to be at war, and they spend a lot of money at it. And you can see, unfortunately, the Russian Federation is not exactly the utopia that the Soviet Union was. The Soviet Union was much more of a utopia, it seems like. It was a failure, of course, but it was still more of a utopia than the Russian Federation at this point. The only good thing about the Russian Federation is some people can actually leave the country, whereas in the Soviet Union, it was such a paradise that they didn't want anybody to leave. They thought that was like a mental illness if you were leaving the paradise. So, the paradise. CCCP was a paradise. A paradise that no one was allowed to leave. All right. From there, we go over to silver. Let's see what the silver is doing. When we look at the South African rand, we look at all the metals with it. So there it is right there, and there is. Oh, let me save this too. There we are. Let me just save that gold. Save that gold. There we are. Let's just move this out of the way like that. There. And then let's put silver up there. Yes, the CCP was CCCP, the three C's in a P, not like the Chinese communists. There's two C's in a P. That's a paradise now. That's why they're having their issues. But they've stopped killing babies and so forth, and that's good. All right. So there is the silver. You can see silver is doing that same action. And you can see it's in a sell for a second day, but the South African rand is trying its best to gain against the dollar. So it must be telling us that they're going to be buying the complex there. Now, from there, we go over to the CCP's favorite, and that is copper. You can see copper's been in a daily buy for 5 days now, holding up strong. Let's see. Russia has been and is imperialistic. Well, it was a paradise, and it was an imperialistic paradise from like the 1910 or 1920 to 1990. It was considered a paradise for those that loved communism, and and you can see what happened to it. It turned into the Russian Federation, and that paradise kind of disappeared to some extent. But at least the people were allowed to leave, whereas before in the old paradise they weren't allowed to leave. And then you can see CCP is kind of like that. They let some people leave. I mean, they're really hungry to build a paradise on Earth. It's really nice of them. So from there, the copper, we saw that story yesterday where the Chinese market is just not holding up well. It's having its issues, and someone woke up to the fact that what I talk about all the time, how trying to follow the money. And all we kept on seeing is that the money keeps on telling us that there's a problem. But we used an example yesterday for Garden Coventry, or the other housing one. There's Evergrande, and then Coventry, Green Coventry, or something like that. As we sip our coffee, it had some problems about finding money. I compared it to I talked about it last week, and then finally someone put an article out about it yesterday, which was interesting. The fact that someone realizes that if you have a $11 billion in investment, and you have a $15 million payment, and you can't pay it, Something is definitely wrong with that paradise. Yeah, strange. Imagine having an $11 million house. You have a payment of $1,500, and you can't find a way to get that money. Can't you rent a couple of rooms in that place if it's an $11 million house? I would think so. So yeah, there's copper, and copper is trying to lift up, but it's, as you can see, it's also hanging on the weekly in a sell. It's been in a sell since the 380 area up in here, and we're 375, 380, and it's done its best. It spikes at times trying to get going, but fails. So maybe there's a big bailout. Maybe the Chinese are going to bail out their own economy. Supposedly they have money. Supposedly they have $3 trillion in reserves. One of it's sitting in the United States, so we know where that's at. And then from there, I don't know where the other $2 trillion are, but I have my my questionable doubts about it. But the fact that that they claim to have it is a biggie. And it's an important thing. I mean, if it really does exist. You would think they could break a few $billion out of it. When you have $1 trillion, you could throw 5 or 6 or some type of trillion around somewhere along the line. You would think, but so far we're not seeing it, and that's a real confusing factor. So anyway, let's go to the last one, and that's platinum. And there's the platinum. You can see it's fighting to stay in the weekly buy. Pushing into the little sell there today, trying to join in with the other two metals, but not copper. The paradise people are holding on to that. And you can see here it's trying. We are seeing real aggressiveness. It's trying to get into the buy. The sell is not the worst. It had a nice spike there on, what was that, Monday? Yeah. And someone finally woke up. We were in a buy since back here, and it took a little bit to get them to appreciate that strength, So, we'll, I would assume as long as you see how on J4X we see the South African Rand marching down and gaining against the dollar, as long as we keep on seeing that, I believe, we're going to see, this metals complex find a way to go up. And that's usually the way it works. All right, now, let's see, where are we at here? From there, over there, from the platinum, what we do is we go and look at the Canadian. Let's take a look at the Canadian here today. There's CAD. You can see CAD is trying to break down. You can see a little red there now. And from those double tops and triple tops and double bottoms and triple bottoms that everybody's been watching the last 48 hours. And let's put the CAD up in here and see what the CAD is doing right there. You see that. Also, we didn't look at the South African Rand. There it is right there. It's playing with that weekly sell. That's a very bullish sign. Let's hope it holds up and stays that way, and maybe we'll see a metals complex that gets some life into it, especially this time of the year. So then we go to the CAD, and there's the CAD. It's trying to roll over. It's pushing into the sell here today. It's still in a weekly buy, of course, but at least it's starting to show some signs. And usually the way it works is when CAD starts to be bought over the U.S. dollar, that's when we see the strength in the energy sector. So far, we're not. I know that let's put the oil up on the screen here, and there is the crude oil. You can see that there, trading at 81.03. It's up a little bit, and it's flirting with the weekly sell as we speak right there, as you can see. And but the daily is in a sell now for going on a fourth day, and we keep on. We see the Canadian trying to top out and start to gain against the dollar, and so we kind of believe that has some influence of it. Let's see. Oh, here we go. There's more stuff. Hi, did you already look at the S&P? Yeah, we can go there. Let's go take a look at the S&P. I'm sorry, Giannis, I didn't look at the tape there. Here is the S&P. Let's get back to the intraday itself right there. There's our intraday acting extremely strong. The high now is like 4,290 8. I believe that's the high now for the day. And so you'll see it's trying to sell off a little bit right there. And you can see the intraday has been in an intraday buy since yesterday. So it's been bullish since the 55 area, 42.55. So it's gone up almost 45 points. Same thing on the longer term intraday. These are 3 intraday charts we look at. That's also been in a buy since yesterday also, catching the whole wave there. And then, the shorter term one right here, gives you the little pushes down, like now it just pushed into the intraday sell on a 2023 basis. Over a 2,000 tick basis. And it's done it a couple of times. Did it here, didn't seem to last. It did it right there, didn't seem to last. It did it right there, it didn't last. And now it's trying to do it again. This is 3 bars. We haven't seen 3 bars, not since about almost 3 hours ago. It went into the sell right here and fell from the 77 area all the way down to the 74 area. So it only dropped 3 handles. So we'll see what this does. See if this jumps into a buy again and goes and finds another high. There's talks about the trading desks everywhere, about all of them trying to cover their shorts at the moment. Let's take a look at it on a day-to-day basis, like right there. Let's get rid of that. Close. Yes. And so there's the day-to-day basis, right? Not there. That was oil we were looking at. We'll jump right to it. There it is. You can see right there. It's trying to get to the 200-day moving average. It's inching its way up. We figured that it might go after it. That's matter of fact. We have it on right. Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. You can see it right there. It's battling its way, and we even Fibonacci'd it like right here. Let's see if we can show it to you. We did this about a week ago. We were looking at it, and we put that in, and we've been watching and trading up that way. You see it's trying to inch its way up to that right there, the 200-day moving average again. So we're only, at this point, we are 30 points away. I'm figuring they might make a shot at it. Money will try to buy it all the way up to the 200-day moving average, be averaged in, and then we'll see how much they want to hold on to it or if they start to try to do a correction. Let's see. What else let's see. Yana says GBP jumped. Here is the part. Monetary Policy Committee voted on the keeping of the rate. Yep. We saw that. Expected that 2 members voted. Yep, that was good for a rate hike, and 7 members keep it rate. Well, they're going to be following the Fed. That's what I figure. Then Yana says instead 3 members wanted a hike and 6 voted to keep the rate as it is. All buy on US 500. When could it end? Like I said, I think it'll probably try to fight its way to the 200-day moving average. That's what I'm thinking. And then Mountain says, Giannis, there is no exit on the S&P for a while. In other words, it's just going to keep on going, right, Mountain? And I'm thinking of how this 500 move. Some expect a decline, etc. Well, what this is what's really catching a lot of people's eyes. Mrs. Yellen, excuse me, the Secretary Treasurer, who used to be the Federal Reserve Chairwoman, basically she was the chairman. She says that GDP in the United States is going to be 1% in the fourth quarter, this last quarter, okay? All right, so we're going to go from like 4 and change down to 1 and change. Then... and maybe it'll come out 2, who knows, something like that. I mean, you're going to fall from the 4s all the way down to 2s out of nowhere, Not even sure how they got to the 4 to begin with. But in the end result is that the next year's projection is they think that it's going to be 1% for the whole year. So they're thinking, a lot of people are thinking, wait a minute, we're going to be almost like in recession. We're going to be in stagflation. So that's really got a lot of people, thinking, do you buy? Do you start to buy, buy low? In other words, the stock's low now, really. And, if Trump gets in, which I think he's going to, then the economy is going to explode on the upside. And then, money wants to be in there. Mostly we will look at the indicators that I use and advice from others in the background. Yeah. some expect a decline. Yeah, so that's really the real action we're seeing, is that those numbers are kind of scary, but at the same time, let's see. Oh, what's this? I will be able to process doc and process what? What are we processing? I just saw the message. So, yeah, I mean it is definitely definitely shaking things up. Let's put it that way. They're definitely shaking things up, and they're really not really expecting a lot out of the economy at this point. And so money might be looking at it and thinking, hey, it might be, say, I told that I will make thumbnail for video today, but not tomorrow. Ah, okay. Yeah, so, I mean, what we're really seeing is that we're seeing that type of action going on, where money might be thinking, okay, we're at Trump is going to get back in, the economy is going to take off. Why don't we, they just got done selling it down 10%. And, they're probably thinking, hey, let's do that. Okay. Yeah, that's to me is what I'm seeing. At least that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. How about you? I mean, 1%, yo, that's wild, isn't it? That's a real big surprise. That's some pain there, and you can see here, with the S&P 500 right there. It's just trying to, it's barely back. Well, let's see. Let's go to the short term again. The short term is still, it dropped down to dropped from 8 to, did it make a 94 low? 94 and a quarter. Maybe it'll take it down a little bit more, try to shake them up, maybe touch the bottom part of the Bollinger Band or something like that. Look at that. There's 3, 4, 5, there's 6 down bars, and the two more longer term intradays are still holding up pretty well there. Okay. I see. Now, from there, let's see. What else can we see about? Oh, what we were doing. We were looking at the energy. Let's go back to the energy and see what's going on with energy. There it is, right there, and there, and so there's look at it. The oil is actually down a little bit. Oh no, it's still up 18 cents for the day, but it's trying to climb into the weekly sell. So. Let's see. Doc, that. Yeah, I saw that in Skype. Most of the local indicators, okay, Doc, that is in Skype. I see. I told them that I would make a thumbnail for. I see. Okay. Just when DXY might find support. I kind of think, like Mountain is saying, that we may be starting another leg on the downside, but it won't be a big leg. Not like the first one where we went. I don't know if we're going to break the par. We might break the par. We need to get into that weekly sell. It's trying there. Meanwhile, VIX, yeah, I heard yesterday it dropped by 7 handles. Let's see. Let's take a look at the VIX. I thought I had it in here. I guess I don't. All right, so let's go like this. Okay. And let's open it up right here. Open workspace. And there's the VIX. Let's get the VIX up there. Yeah, I could see the dollar index kind of pairing back to the par again. I could see that. And VIX. Oh, there it is right there. You can see the VIX is trying to break down. It's going from the 22s down to where we at now. We're at 16. And what are these lows over here? 13 and change. 12.68. I would think that they would at least ride this 16 for a little bit and then go after the lows. Because if the stock market's going to keep on trying to climb, they're not going to be that excited about getting short in there. Oh, look at that! They made another low in 92 in that sell. Still there. It's still in that sell. Now, the more intradays that have been long since yesterday are still holding up so far. We'll see. And we have about another 20 minutes before the New York market opens. That could be very interesting, too, at the same time. But when it comes to the dollar index, I could see the dollar index going back down and testing the lows of a par, you know. I mean, everybody was waiting for it, and it happened, you know. But I think that, you know, the chances of us seeing one something is going to be, just kind of like, not happening. I don't see us climbing that big. The world would have to get really bad, organizationally. And, I think that some of these countries are starting to start to get their act together finally. I really do. I think that they're starting to realize, like China is realizing, they need to start investing in themselves. Not just because the foreigners don't want to invest anymore. And that's really the real answer there, is that they really do need to they need to invest in themselves. That's what it really comes down to. The foreign investors are pulling out. That's what we read over the last couple of days, is that foreign investors are panicked, trying to find a new way to get their dollars out of the country. So that's the big work that's going on at the moment. That really is. Let's see. By the way, Doc, that demo account you use there, I am using it for experiments. Don't be surprised if it pops up. Oh, that's no problem. No problem at all. I think my son mentioned something about trying to tie into the. I think he said something to me about it. I'm going to talk to him today. And they got done their robot stuff, so now they're free again. Free at last. Free at last. Free at last. So. Yeah. Okay. Now from there, where are we at? We're looking at the energies, right? Let's take a look at the. Let's do this. That. Lift that up, and let's look at the Brent. Let's see. Here's Brent. We'll put Brent up on the J4X too. Right there. And then let's put the Brent up on our beta. I can't wait for the beta to be being powered by Dukascopy. All right. As you can see right there. Oh, you can't see that. Let's do this. There it is right there. Oop. There it is. As you can see right there, Brent is peeling off a little bit like the way the West Texas Intermediate is. It's kind of curious to watch them do that. I've been real surprised that they've been peeling it off like that. All right, from there, let's go back over to here, and let's see. Let's put the natural gas up there. See what natural gas looks like right there. You see natural gas is trying to roll over now. Let me just fix that just in case. Let's make it default, and then I'll straighten it out and miss today. Right, there you go. And then we'll do that again and put the 27-hour in. Now that should be showing us today's quote with the cleanup right there. And there you go. You can see it's holding on, just holding on. It's still in the buy. It's in the weekly buy. Natural gas is not really willing to walk away. You can see that. At the same time, we'll take a look at that European energy company right there. Right there, the Spanish company. And you can see it's trading at 26.89. We've moved up about 20 some odd cents over the last 2 days. And you can see the same thing right here on our beta platform. You see it right there. It's trying to turn up also, same thing. And I believe that has another, that's yesterday's. Somehow or another, it lags off. It misses a day down here. We need to get him to fix that. And I'm going to go down there and wrestle with him today about that. And the weekly is fine. So the weekly is the second week in a buy. So they're buying that stuff with no problem. Let's see. By the way, there has been a discussion of Dukascopy is a bit sick of giving away major amounts of price feeds and historical data for free people that just use demo. It appears that one can get info from us without even having a live account, and we are the only broker handling that info over. So don't be surprised that fees or restrictions appear. Okay, well, give me an idea what they want to charge. That'll be no problem. No problem. All right. From there, what can we do from there? Let's go to, just give me an idea. You know how you send something to me at the end of each month? We can try to figure that out, All right. From there, where are we at? Let's go to, that's the energies. So I guess what we do is now we take a look at the stock indices. You know what the one I want to see the most at the moment? I'm curious to see where the Russell 2000 is. That's the one that's got my eye. I want to see what they're doing with that. So let's go over to, we'll start right from the, instead of the S&P, we'll take a look at the Russell. And there's the Russell right there. And it climbed into the daily buy yesterday. And the weekly is doing a lot of work. There's going to be a lot of work, pushing and shoving, but they're going to try. Now from there, we go over to, let's see, what else can we say about it? I guess that's about it. It's nice that the daily is getting going, and the last time it did it for 2 days, the first day was a spike up and then failed. This time it wasn't a spike up, and now they're spiking up. So that's a very positive thing. All right, and then from there, let's go and take a look at, we'll go in reverse. So we'll look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average right there. Let's see, where's that at? Let's minimize that. There we go. And let's see. From there, there is the, what is that? That is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. You can see the weekly is trying to inch its way up. It's getting closer and closer. Both lines are above our negative manifold. Now we just need them to get through the zero line. And it's a good solid second day of strength in there. Then from there we go over and take a look at the NASDAQ 100 or the Tech 100 right there. And let's put that in there. There is the Tech 100. On J4X, you can see same thing, strength for a couple days. Same thing here, we're 3 days in a daily buy. Let's move one of these greens over there. Like that, there we are. It's in a daily buy from there. And the weekly, look at that. The weekly is, we're a day away. If it just holds on, we're going to get the Tech 100 into a weekly buy. That would be nice. It's trying, that's for sure. Now if it would break the manifold down there at the bottom, we would be basically declaring it in a buy, but it's not there yet. And probably the only thing that bothers me a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit, is I'd like to see the fast jump up. It would be nice to see the fast join in with that. All right, and then from there, we go to the last, and that's the S&P 500. And it's not there yet in the weekly, but both are looking very firm. It's through the bottom part of the manifold at least. And we're on that third day there. And you can see they've taken this thing down. What's that? About 6 points, 6 handles, from that intraday. We'll go in there and look at the intraday again. See that? It went into the sell here, right there at the 96 area. And has fallen all the way down to the 91 area. 90.75. And we'll see if this thing, and look at this. It's been in an intraday buy here on the 18,000 tick chart since yesterday, since right there, and you can see it's making a real challenge here. Now, do I think they're going to go after this manifold here? I don't really think so, but we'll see. The center line and the we've got 8 minutes, or we got 9 minutes before they open up for the S&P 500. I mean the New York Stock Exchange, and then so from there, what do we have from there? From there we see the 40,000 tick right here. You know, it's not really damaging it yet, but we like keeping an eye on this for sure, because this means it's still going to be bumpy. Now this has not gotten into a buy since like halfway, you know, for the last what was that, about the last what time was that? Went in there. So for 21 minutes it's been in a sell. We'll see if this thing can get up to the 95 and start to build a base again and lift. You know, with the stock market getting ready to open, some people took some profits. It'll be very interesting to see what kind of move they put into this market with the New York Stock Exchange open. All right, now from there, that's pretty much the stock indices. You want to take a look at a stock or two? We can take a peek at a stock or two. We still have about 2.5 minutes. You know what I want to look at? I want to look at the Apple. I want to see what Apple's doing. I think it went into the buy yesterday. And so let's open up Apple. Yeah, Apple. And so let's find Apple. All right. There it is right there. And here comes Apple. Tesla's climbing into the buy today. But it's in a weekly sell, as you can see down here. Now let's see what Apple's doing. Apple, right there, closed in a daily buy yesterday. Or just missed it the day before, though. So it went into closed in a daily buy yesterday. It's climbing up nicely now, and it is leaping through the weekly. Now I think they have earnings. Maybe their earnings came out already. They may have. I thought they had earnings coming around the corner. So that is pretty much the whole gist of it all. So what else? If anybody wants to see anything, let me know, and if not, we'll get out of here. So I'll give you a few seconds here or there, and we'll go from there. What else can we say about the market more than it's definitely a little bit more than a dead cat bounce at the moment, but they definitely need to close over the 200-day moving average and show some strength and some solid buying and all that other stuff. That always helps out. It really does. So if there's nothing else, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. All right, traders, we will catch you tomorrow. Tomorrow is happy TGIF, which is, thank goodness, it's Friday. So we will finish off the week and see what they do. This could be a very positive week. People, will be like, it was a real reaction on the upside, So ta-ta for now, traders. Be safe, be smart.